Hey, Dave from Red Smoke Barbecue here, and today we're in a lovely Bundaberg, home of the world famous Bundaberg rum. But today, we're not here to talk about rum, we're here to talk about all things barbecue at the Bundaberg BBQ Battle. Now the teams behind me, there's 35 teams competing. It's been pretty tough conditions, pretty windy, it rained overnight. So let's go in there and see how the teams are going. All right, so we're here with Dave from Brissie Basters, and we want to talk to you about the drum smoker. So we've been to a few of these events, and obviously there's all the really big offset smokers, and they look great, but the drum smokers are becoming more and more popular, and we were talking about this one earlier. So do you want to just talk us a little bit through where you got this one from and how it actually works?
Well, we got this one, it was made in Sydney by a fella called BBQ, and he does custom paint jobs, so you can get done however you like. My wife said I could have it if I had my name inscribed on the front of it, so Hilly's, my nickname's on there. Yep. As she requested. And we got drawn to them because every other barbecue team's using them. And being able to get up at 6 a.m. and cook and have their first hand in ready. So it appealed to us just because we could get a bit of sleep and do our cooks a bit more efficiently. Yep,
and you're saying earlier, like it's really efficient. So we fire it up.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's at temp within half an hour. Right. Only has one small drum full of charcoal, one starter to start it, and then you're at temp and sort of within 30-40 minutes. Yep. We found it particularly good for the pork ribs, so we did our pork ribs 1 hour hanging directly over the coals, and then 1 hour wrapped with in alfoil with our usual mix of sugar and honey. And,
And so I've never used one before, but I'm assuming we dial it in from the sides through the air vents here. Yeah. And that's how we control heat.
Well, because the lid's airtight, you've got really tight control of the airflow. Yep. So if these are shut, it gets no airflow, and you can cool this thing down in sort of 20-30 minutes. Yeah, and you can be packed and gone at the end of the comp quite quickly too, which is its other advantage. Yeah, right. So we just dial it in on the sides, and then it holds temp pretty well. Like you said, the lid seals. Keeps the heat in. Yeah, and you can set whatever temp you want. So we had it at 300 for pork, and then we dialed it up to 350 for chicken. Yep. And set it and wherever you want. We found it very efficient.
How'd you go with the pork ribs? What'd you think with your hand in?
Happy? Oh, pork ribs were amazing.
Yeah? All right. Well, we'll see in judging time how they go. Thanks for the chat. Appreciate your time.
No worries, Dave.
Thanks, mate. So we're here with Matty Holmes from Bro and Slow. Now Matty and I are competing in the Ironwood BBQ Virtual Comp. He's beating me at the moment, but we don't want to talk about that. What we do want to talk about is this smoker of yours. Not too many gravity-fed smokers here today. You've probably got one of maybe 2 or 3 we've seen around. Can you explain just a little bit about how it actually works?
All right, so this is the ProQ GFC 3000. Basically, it's one of the most simple barbecues you can use. You open the lid, I pour in a 20 kg bag of charcoal. Yep. And I light it with my torch from underneath. Yep. And it will smoke for around 40 hours from filling it up once.
Wow. How do you control the temperature on it?
So temperature is just controlled with these taps here. So I've got the inlet and the outlet. Yep. Once I get it up to temp, I'll normally shut down my outlet to about halfway, and then that basically caps the temperature at around 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Yep. And then I can just control it with the inlet.
Yeah, right. All right. And how much meat can you stack inside there in one go?
Oh, a fair bit. I think about 10 briskets.
10 briskets, yeah, right. Yeah, nice. All right, well, we can't have a chat to you without talking about the jalapeno poppers that you won last night. Tell us, how did that go? What was the secret?
Well, we snuck into town late last night, and we just got to work with the jalapeno poppers. We called into a butcher on the way up in Tyro.
Yep.
And we got some chorizo, lovely smoked chorizo from there. Gutted the jalapenos, put a bit of chorizo in there, did our cheese mix, and we wrapped it in bacon and took it up, and the judges liked it.
That was the winner. Yeah, well done. All right, well, you won the first award of the weekend, so it's a good start. Maybe it's a good omen for the rest of the barbecue.
Hey, here's hoping, eh?
All right, cool, man. All right, well, thanks for your time.
Thanks.
All right, so we're here with Matt from Where There's Smoke, There's Dinner, and he's got one of the more unusual smokers at the event. Do you mind telling us a little bit about it?
Yeah, sure. So it started off as a off-the-shelf basic Wichita Yoder, which comes from the USA. And you know, you spend so much time doing the cooks, I thought might be able to improve the smoker a bit, and then it became a disease after that. And you know, the guys around would always say, you know, what are you going to put on? You got to put something else on for the next comp. So then I had to think about what I was doing. But you know, if you want to have a look, so from the front, you got the main firebox and the smoking chamber. So I've added onto it some accessories. So this here is for cold smoking.
Yep.
So I get an external heat source and pump the smoke in there with a fish pump, air pump.
Yeah, right.
Got a nutcracker here. Perfect neighbourhood Bundaberg, get plenty of macadamia
Yeah, you
nuts
sure
here.
do.
Usually I've got an umbrella, but the wind blew it away.
Yeah, it's windy conditions
So,
today.
Yeah, pretty sad. So got the typical thermometers that came with it. That's the name of the smoker, Steampunk Yoder. So Steampunk comes from Victorian type machinery, the old steam engines, where they made them over-engineered, and they made them with bright shiny parts of brass and chrome and that sort of thing.
Yeah, right.
Right, so got a choke valve inside the chimney. Never used to have that, so I'll operate that off these cogs here. So you can see all the gears going, and that arrow indicates the direction of the valve.
The valve, yep.
This is off a 1942 Blitz Army truck. It was a chemical fire extinguisher, so I've removed the chemical and it acts like a big water pistol now.
Yeah, right.
Got a sundial on a machine bed, so I can set that whichever way I need to put it orientation-wise for the correct time. It's a little bit crude way of finding out the hand-in times, but
whatever works.
Otherwise,
right?
you can just go to your watch.
Yeah.
Put some lifting lugs on it here, so I can pick it up with my crane on the back of the ute.
Nice.
Temperature gauge. This is the water tank, holds 65 litres, and you can see it gets up to 100 degrees.
Yeah,
so, right. We got to do a lot of washing up at the comps, and it's good to have water at 2 o'clock in the morning when you want a cuppa.
Yeah, right.
So, and it's very handy for the hot water. This is off my brother's Navy ship, the HMAS Parramatta, 4-inch round.
Yeah, right.
I turned it into a toolkit. So
look at that.
You can put all the nuts and bolts and spanners and all that sort of stuff. That works quite well. Made a little davit crane so that I can swing a pot over the pit.
Oh, right.
Because one comp we had to do a bowl of chili, so I was going to do it in a big cast iron pot.
Yep.
Swing it in there. Had all that made and they didn't end up doing it. So I think that's
pretty much it.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
And how's it going holding temp today? It's been pretty windy.
Yeah, it hasn't been too bad. We've gone through a lot of wood to keep it up there.
Yeah.
So, but at least the rain sort of stayed away. The good thing when it did rain last night, we had the umbrella.
Yep.
So it actually kept it pretty dry.
Pretty dry. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, mate. I appreciate your time. I know it's close to another hand in, and you've got to keep cooking. So good to speak to you. Cheers, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So we're here again with Nick from Scotch and Smoke, who we met in Warwick. Mate, we've had a chat to a lot of people about barbecue today.
Yep.
And we found out about a little thing called the Brisket King.
Yeah.
Can you talk us through that?
All right, so there was a big, not a war, but everyone thought they were Brisket King. So we thought, well, why not just have a Brisket King title?
Yep.
So we created a side pot at Port Macquarie, which was the biggest competition of the year. Roughly 100 teams. I think we had 70 teams enter. The rules were you have to contribute a bottle of anything $50 or more.
Right.
And it was best brisket store takes a lot.
Right.
So Full Throttle won that back in 2018.
Yep.
And then Smokeface Grillers won it in 2019. And that year there was about $7,000 in prizes.
Wow.
And this is a side pot. This has nothing to do with the comp. There was a mid-packer prize, which I won.
Yep.
We were stoked. And Dead Ass Last gets like a whole milk crate of beers.
Yeah, right.
And there's been stuff like knives donated, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, right.
So we're calling it Australia's biggest side pot.
Yeah, and what's the pot look like for this comp?
There's 25 bottles of spirits, or someone strapped a $50 note to a beer.
Right.
So technically it's a $50 bottle of beer. I think it was Cassie. And yeah, there's a hand-forged knife, there's all sorts of stuff. So
Awesome. How good is that for a side pot, like you said?
Yeah. So there's an unspoken rule: you should have slices in your box.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And just by entering, you get a raffle ticket to win a $4,500 smoker.
Wow.
So it doesn't go to first. It just raffled off for entering.
Yeah, right.
And that's through Man Horn Smokers.
Yeah.
Almost forgot.
Awesome. All right. So when we get to the judging, we will be paying particular attention to the brisket.
Yeah.
Because whoever wins that's going to really celebrate.
Yeah, that's right. And they get the trophy which Adam Rothwell made just for fun.
Yeah.
And we turned it into a trophy.
Awesome. All right. Well, we need to find out who wins that, because that's who we'll latch on to tonight for some free drinks.
Yeah, exactly. If it's me, they're all going to be on the bar here.
Awesome. You heard that. All right. Cool. Thanks, Nick.
Mate.
Cheers, man.
Soundstripe.
It's 2:30 in the afternoon. We're down to our second last hand-in of the day, which is lamb. Now we're going to jump over here and join Signature Smoke just to watch them prepare their lamb, and then we'll follow them up to their hand-in. Cool, so we're here with James now. James is normally judging at these types of events, and we saw him judging down at Warwick, but today he's actually cooking, so he's on the grill with Scotch and Smoke, that's right. Now, James, just talk to us a little bit. I know you're not judging today, but a typical day for a judge, as well as a first-time judge coming into a competition like this, what could I expect out of a day like today?
Well, very shortly, some of the best food you can get. You'll get each hand in, you'll get 6 of the best cooks in Australia cooking your meat for you. And the bigger story, you'll do a training course with ABA. It's about half an hour to 45 minutes.
Yep.
You do it every time, and you come back and you start at the hand-in time. You've got to be there 10 minutes early, because the hand-in starts 5 minutes before they're out. When that box goes in, you shut up, you don't talk.
Right.
You go into serious mode, into judging mode.
Yep. And that course that you were talking about, that's held just before the event, so you get here early, do the course on the day.
Do not need any experience there.
And on a typical day like today, we're just about doing last hand in now. How much food would you actually eat or try in the day?
Right, so for each category, we've got 5 categories today.
Yep.
And you would normally get 6.
Okay.
On average. Sometimes you get 5, sometimes you get 7.
So you've got to be prepared to eat a fair bit of food in the day?
Yeah, you've got to pace yourself. You just take a bite of each thing.
Yep.
You judge on that.
Gotcha.
Right, so you look at the box, presentation, you mark that, then you take your piece out, and then you take your bite and you judge that for your texture and your taste.
Gotcha. So on a day like today, you've got, I don't know, we've got about 35 plus teams competing.
Yep.
How many judges would there be?
They're normally 6 per table. I know they went to 36. So.
Right, and so those judges obviously have no affiliations with the teams. They're just sort of independent.
Some travelling judges.
Yep.
One of the sponsors also, they come to here in Harvey Bay regularly.
Yep.
And then we got one of the competitors that normally competes. He's up there judging today.
Yep.
Because to me, to be a good judge, you got to go to the dark side and experience what these guys go through.
Yep. So the flip side to that is I've heard people say in order to get better at your barbecue, it's good to go and judge.
That's right.
Yep.
Yep. Very much so. You get to understand that the different flavours are going through. What you see in your box inside your tent, you might have good lighting, you might have bad lighting, you take a photo of it.
Yep.
It might be a really good photo, it might be a bad photo. It's totally different to what we see up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And typically from the time the box gets handed in, how quickly would a judge be eating that food?
It depends on how many boxes are handed in close together.
Yep.
So normally in this one, it would be fairly good because you'd be going one box for the 5 tables.
Yep. So if I was a team, I hand in my box, I'd probably, by the time I got back here, waited a minute or two and started eating my meat. That'd be what the judges are eating.
99% of the time.
Gotcha.
There's sometimes it doesn't happen that way. Everyone goes in at once.
Yeah.
Which is normally the last 2-3 minutes. A lot of teams just like to be there at the end.
Yep.
Because their theory is that they get better scores.
Yep.
It doesn't work that way, but yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, so we're here with Kyle from Fiery Brisket BBQ, and he's probably got one of the sexiest smokers here at the competition. Kyle, do you want to tell us a little bit about the smoker? Did you build this yourself?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. So, it's just a 250-gallon propane tank.
Yep.
Not the easiest things to find around at the time, but it's just basically just really USA inspired smoker. I basically just wanted to make it look like it came straight off the boat.
Yeah, so, the colour's amazing.
Yeah.
How do you get those colours and that sort of finish?
Yeah, it's the old patina, mate. A few layers of paint and rubber back, and upper.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yep. And how much meat do you think you can fit in here at one time?
Yeah, I don't know, eh?
A lot. Answers a lot.
Yeah.
And this isn't your first competition. Obviously, you've been doing competition for a while. But is this smoker's first competition? Or?
No, it was our first one was Okie this year.
Yep.
This has only been sort of operational for about 4 weeks, sort of. But second comp on it, and first time for beef ribs and that. So
see how we go. And how's the rest of the day been going? All right.
Yeah, good. Yeah, sort of pretty happy with our lamb, but. Yeah, see how we go.
See how we go at judging time, right?
Yeah.
And what about the car to tow it? I know you said you've got a Ford Ranger at the moment.
Yeah.
But maybe a Chevy down the track, or
absolutely.
I'm looking at your wife over there to see if that's on the.
Yeah, that's all right. C10 pickup.
Yeah. And how does it go holding temp?
Really good. Yeah, it's 3.8 plate, cooking chamber, 6mm box.
Yeah.
Can't fault it. A bit of rain this morning, but. Yeah, she chugged through it.
Yeah, it's been pretty windy today. That hasn't affected it at all?
No, it's been not too bad. I think we're in a good spot here with the wind coming from that way, so...
Yes.
It's been
And what's the
good.
temperature difference usually from firebox to chimney end?
It's not too bad. There's only probably about 20, but it sort of does peak up and down. I don't have too much of a deflector plate in there. It's just bore open, so you do get your up and down, but yeah, it's not too bad.
Awesome. All right, mate. Well, I know it's getting close to brisket hand-in time. That's the one everyone wants to win, so we'll leave you to it.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot for your time,
Thanks,
man.
buddy.
All right, guys, so it's late in the day here. It's 20 to 5, so the last hand-in was at 3:30, which was brisket. The teams have done 5 hand-ins in total today. So now's a pretty cool time here at the competition. The teams are all slowly packing up. They're sitting down, mingling with one another, having a few cold beers, well deserved. And the one thing we've noticed today is the real family vibe. So whilst this is a tight competition, everyone is a big family. They all get along, help each other out. Today's been super windy. We've had marquees flying away while people have been off doing hand-ins and other teams jumping in and helping secure those tarps. So, you know, it's a really good time in the afternoon, although in 20 minutes time, that's when the competition juices will really start flowing and we see who wins. And of course, we're all keen to see who the Brisket King is going to be for Bundaberg 2021. So let's go and head over to the judging.
Third place we have Country Boys BBQ. Congratulations, fellas. Alright, so second and first place were actually on the same points, so there was a count back. So in second place, and the count back actually went to texture because taste was the same. Second place for beef ribs goes to Capital Q. Okay, first place for the Bundaberg BBQ Battle, Beef Ribs 2021 Barbecue Addiction. Pork ribs. Third place, come up and get your prize for pork ribs, Dusty Q. Second place, pork ribs, Grillers in the Mist. Well done, guys. First place in pork ribs, 2021 Bundaberg BBQ Battle with a perfect score of 300, the Smoking Hot Bros. Moving on to chicken. In third place, come up and grab your prize off Bronny, Charcoal Project Barbecue. Congratulations. Okay, for first and second we have a count back again. So taking out second place goes to Smoked Beyond Smoked. Okay, so first place chicken, 2021 Bundaberg, signature smoke. And come up and grab your third place prize for lamb, signature smoke. Second place lamb, Charcoal Project Barbecue. Okay, lamb, first place. Congratulations to Fiery Briskets. Well done. Third place, come up and grab your prize. Congratulations, Brissie Basters. Moving on to second place. Congratulations, Country Boys BBQ. Fresh in the memory. Okay, first place, Brisket, Bundaberg 2021. Congratulations to Smoking Cod's Barbecue. Well done, congratulations. Okay, let's get on to the grand champion. RGC. Congratulations to Smoke and Daggers. Okay. Grand Champion 2021 Bundaberg BBQ Battle. I reckon there might be tears. Signature Smoke. Okay, so we'll go on to Brisket King. Last place, which was not actually the team that came last place, you're a few from the bottom. Congratulations to Mary Valley Hobbs. Sorry, couldn't even spit it out. Mid-packer goes to Smoke and Daggers. Second place, and I think you can come over and see the guys as well, goes to Brissie Basters. And he knows he's won, but come for a walk, Dano. Congratulations, country boys.
All right, so as you can see, night's fallen here in Bundaberg, and we've just finished all the presentations, and a massive congratulations to the team at Signature Smoke. They worked really hard, did some fantastic hand-ins, and scored pretty consistently, which helped them obviously take out the grand champion. So now there's only one thing to do when night falls and the events are all wrapped up at a barbecue fest, and that's go and have a few cold beers. So we're going to do that. We're going to go join the teams. Until the next barbecue battle, we'll see you then.